Hello, my friends. Do 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 do. Okay, why is spiritual understanding so vital for relationships and for the future? That is the topic of the day. So, through the spiritual journey, we gain so much understanding about ourselves and the world. We no longer have the same vision. When you gain spiritual understanding, and it doesn't even have to be full blown enlightenment, any type of spiritual understanding opens your eyes to the world. You see the same world with different vision, right? And the importance of this in relationships is pretty drastic. So when you start to understand that you hold the divine spark within you, you understand that all people have the divine spark within them. The word namaste means the light in me bows to the light in you. So when we are interacting with people in the world, we recognize that and we treat people in a way with that in mind. So we're compassionate, understanding, and respectful. In relationships, if two people get together that have spiritual understanding, they have a more blissful experience within their relationship because they have this understanding. It's not a push-pull. There is no need for dominance. It's a mutual understanding and respect, a mutual appreciation for each other. And that is a healthy relationship, a healthy union. The importance of people going within themselves to find spiritual understanding and healing is the first step. We find union within ourselves. So we balance our masculine and feminine energies. We figure out what feels more comfortable for us. Do we generally feel more comfortable in feminine energy, or do we generally feel more comfortable in masculine energy? And we also find union with divinity. So we are capable of really having balance within ourselves, a peaceful feeling within ourselves. We are not searching for someone else to complete us. We realize that we are already complete, and then we are able to really just have mutual appreciation and love for a companion, someone to go through life with, rather than trying to fill any type of void we might have within ourselves. So having spiritual foundation within self, and then having another person also having that, allows for a spiritual union. The sacred union is really within self. We find that first. We find that within ourselves and union with divinity. That's what the word yoga means, union. And that's what it's talking about. It's referring to finding union within yourself. So you can imagine the difference in a relationship with two people that have this understanding. I have noticed there's that toxic mentality that men want women to bow down to them, and sometimes vice versa. It goes both ways. Some women have this toxic mentality that men should bow down to them, and neither men nor women are wrong. However, I'm not sure in that toxic way that it's coming out is fully, they're not understanding why they feel that way. We mutually bow down to each other. Namaste, right? The light in me bows to the light in you. But we do not feel comfortable doing this unless they're embodying divinity. So that's the importance of going through the healing work and spiritual enlightenment, the self-realization part of it. Because then it's not, I'm bowing down to this man. I'm bowing down to divinity. I'm bowing down to my partner because I am deciding that this is the person that I want to travel through life with, and I recognize that they house divinity, and it goes both ways. It's mutual. I've been thinking about, and I have before, it's just coming around again, how important it would be for the future, or it is for the future, for us to begin teaching this to children. A lot of people argue about things like birth control, and there's issues of STDs and things like that, right? If we had a spiritual understanding at a younger age, if we had this appreciation and just higher perspective from a younger age, teenagers would understand the sacredness of their physical vessel. They would not be as inclined to just share themselves with anyone. If we understood at an earlier age about energy and how creating energetic entanglements with people can create karmic messes, that would help mitigate so much drama in the teenage years. So our sacral energy center houses our sexual energy. It's also where our creative energy comes from. It's one and the same energy. And that energy center is located 2 inches below the belly button. So anytime we have interaction with people, even verbal, digital, any type of interaction, even thoughts can create an entanglement with a person. Once we take that to a more physical level, talking to a person or touching another person, it becomes a stronger entanglement. Once we get into any type of sexual interaction or physical touching of the energy centers in that area, it becomes a much stronger attachment. One of the issues that we see is people dating around and they're making energetic entanglements with multiple people without ever cleansing their energy. So they're passing energy around. It's not just on a physical level with STDs. On a more subtle level, it's energetic. The energy is creating these webs of energetic entanglements between people, and that can cause a lot of issues for people. So I'm going to leave this really short just to put the thoughts out there about how much we would be able to change the future by spreading spiritual understanding, by allowing people to understand how sacred their energy is, how sacred their physical body is, and how sacred everyone is, so that way we all treat each other with mutual compassion, respect, and love. That doesn't mean we need to touch everyone. It doesn't mean we need to bounce from relationship to relationship. One thing to consider, if we have a relationship and it ends, oftentimes that leaves the heart chakra, the heart center, the energy in our heart energy center off balance. Without healing that, we remain off balance, and if we jump into another relationship, it's immediately an off-balance relationship because our energy wasn't balanced before, like when we got into it. So understanding our energy, making sure we take care of our energetic health, and having a spiritual understanding is important for our health and for the health of any new relationship. Spreading this knowledge to children will allow children to have this type of understanding from the get-go. they will understand. I know people talk about in spiritual practice or religion how abstinence is very important. However, I'm not sure people understand why abstinence was pushed. And if we didn't just say no, right? What kids are going to do the opposite. If you say no, it makes people want to do it more. It's just how the mind works. So abstinence is just asking for trouble, in my opinion. I mean, you may have another opinion and that's fine, but how I see it is children are very intelligent, especially nowadays with cell phones in their hands. If we explain to them why abstinence is important, they would want to be able to keep their energy clean. It's not a matter of, no, don't do this. It's a matter of, well, we know that you may try to do this, whether I say yes or no, whether I tell you no or not. So let me explain to you why it's important. Let me explain to you how important that energy in your sacral is. To develop any type of spiritual gifts or enlightenment, a person needs their sacral energy and they need to be able to move it up their body. So if you want to open your third eye, you're oftentimes, more often than not, utilizing the energy. It's actually always. You're always using the energy from your lower energy centers. The Kundalini energy, when it rises, it's rising from way down by your root chakra, and it comes all the way up through your energy centers to your third eye, up to your brain. And that's how people gain enlightenment. Enlightenment is when it goes all the way up through to the crown. Opening your third eye is just bringing it up all the way to your third eye, between your eyebrows. So once you're able to open your third eye, you can really feel and sense vibrations, and things in life become much easier because you have intuition, it's more developed. And this is all possible for us to teach the next generations at a younger age. And then perhaps we wouldn't see such a high divorce rate. I realize that people evolve over time and people change and people grow and they grow apart, and that is expected, it's understandable. However, we could reduce the amount of divorce and broken families and everything else that causes a myriad, I think that's appropriate term for this, of other issues. Children growing up in single parent homes, extra stress, financial situations, all of this would be reduced if we just spread spiritual understanding about energy and the sacredness of the temple. Another thing to take into consideration is why relationships fail. It's not just people get into relationships before they're ready, before they clear their energy, before they're balanced. That's definitely a huge part of it. Another part of it is mismatching energies. So I like to use tarot as an analogy because the tarot deck, or a deck of cards, really offers a way for us to look at this. So in the tarot deck, or in the deck of cards, tarot is better because it has an Emperor and an Empress card, which I'm not sure what that card is in a regular deck of cards. I'm not hugely into that that tool. So in a tarot deck, I'm familiar. In the deck, you have an Emperor and an Empress, the male and female, the masculine, feminine energies at their highest level. When a person is in emperor energy, the masculine in its highest form, that man or masculine energy is capable of all the energies of the kings. So there's 4 kings, and an emperor embodies all 4 of the kings. The Empress embodies all 4 of the queens. So once you get to that energy, you are fully developed energetically, emotionally, mentally. That's like the top level of energy. You're capable of creating things. You are capable of creating abundance financially in your life. You're capable of being emotionally stable, emotionally available. You're capable of standing your ground and being stern when you need to, you know. What's the last one? Oh, you're capable of taking action when you need to. So it's a fully developed person. And throughout our life, we might not everybody gets to that level of energy, and that's fine, to each their own in their own journey. However, I use the Emperor and Empress as an example because it's the highest level of personal development, and it offers a great analogy for people to understand. So if an emperor is still a little bit immature emotionally, like they're almost at full emperor, but they're not feeling like they're ready to commit, they might try to date queen energy, but then they never feel satisfied because a queen doesn't match the energy of an emperor. Similarly, if there is a person, a Queen of Cups, she's looking for emotional fulfillment. That is like what she is really looking for in life. And she wants to stay at the queen level for life. That is where she's going to stay, and that's where she feels comfortable. She just wants emotional fulfillment in her life. And she tries to match up with a man who is a king of pentacles, a man who is just all about money. He thinks about making money. He wants to make as much money in life as possible. And so this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Cups get together, and just seemingly on the outside, everything should work. He's financially stable. She's emotionally available, but he might not be very emotionally available. If his energy is all about trying to make money and she just wants emotional fulfillment, you can imagine over time that relationship will deteriorate. So relationships fail because energies are not aligned. That's why personal development and really turning inward to understand yourself and what you're looking for in life is important. And I'm not saying that we should teach children tarot. However, if we teach children to turn inward and to really be introspective and teach them the skills about how to be introspective, to teach kids how to meditate, how to be mindful. Mindfulness is a huge thing for kids. These things will help set them up for their future. So we might not have 12-year-olds that are fully enlightened, and that is not to be expected. However, if we equip kids with the tools that we're learning or that we have learned, it will set them up for a more smooth journey. And I think that that's part of what we're here to do. It's not just about us finding healing and us teaching other adults and spreading the knowledge. I am really feeling that we are learning all of this and gaining this understanding to be able to offer it to future generations, so that way we can see a humanity in the future being not as turbulent, capable of working together, cooperating, and less drama. Drama free, doubtful, but less drama and just a healthier environment for future generations. So that's what I've been thinking about to share with you guys. Spiritual knowledge, energetic understanding, and health, it can really pave a new way for the future. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm hoping that you're enjoying your time here on planet Earth. Until next time.